Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I just wanted a few minutes of your very valuable and precious time to share with you thoughts that I thought I should share. I wanted to talk to you about being the gatekeeper for somebody else's life and what that does to you. When we are in relationships, oftentimes we want to control the other person by always holding their head under the water for something they did in the past, or we want to make sure they don't do it, so we continue to berate them or ask them questions or be involved in their life in ways that really doesn't benefit anybody. When you're standing gatekeeping somebody else's life, that means you're not minding your own. Because in order to stand at the gate to see what they're doing, that means you're not doing anything. They essentially have two lives and you don't have one. A better use of your time would be to be the best version of yourself that you can be. To live those 4 agreements. The first one, to be impeccable with your word. So if you don't want to be lied to, don't lie. First, don't lie to yourself, because whatever it is that is happening in our lives, we brought it there. We're the common denominator. So the first agreement, just be impeccable with your word. That doesn't mean that people will not lie to you. It means that it will affect you differently because it won't hit that part of you that's a liar. The second one is to not take anything personal that anyone else does. So that liar, if that's what you're dealing with, don't take it personal. They're lying to themselves, and you just happen to be in the line of fire and receiving what they're putting out. But there's something in it for you too. And then when you meditate and uncover it, then you can decide what to do with it. The third one is to, don't take anything personal. Oh, I said that already. Oh, don't make any assumptions. That's the third law. Don't make any assumptions. So instead of assuming something, ask questions. Now, oftentimes we ask tell. We're not really asking a question, we're telling. I call it ask tell. So if you are wondering about something somebody is doing, just ask them. But don't ask tell them. Ask them from a space of really wanting to know, so that you're not making any assumptions. We get a lot of miscommunication via social media because we're texting. So not only can a person not know the tone in what you're saying, sometimes we use the wrong words. There's a definition for a word, and then there's sometimes what we decided the word means. And when you live in that realm, somebody else's definition is different from yours. So now you all are arguing about something, and it's really because neither one of you are using the proper definition of the word that we've all agreed is what the word means. And the fourth agreement is to do your best at everything. When you show up at life doing your best at everything, you have no regrets, because you're doing your very best. Even if your very best falls far short of what somebody else thinks it should be, it's your very best. People are never out to get you. It's just simply not so. They may think that they're out to get you, but really they're out to get themselves. The mirror is all we're ever competing with, that mirror self. All of life is this dance with yourself, this understanding of what's inside of you coming out. And if you could look at it like that, if that works for you, then there's some things you can do to release the blocks that are keeping you from having the life you want. Meditation is very, very key to removing blocks, because it'll help you see what the blocks are. Yoga. Doing yoga will allow you to release stuck in energy that's stored in your body. The breathing and the different poses allow you to remove a lot of blocks. Now, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm very good at it, and I would love to help you remove some blocks. Of course, it's not free because it's a gift given to me from the Creator, and gifts are the gifts that the Creator gives us are a way we earn a living in this realm. I've never had a problem with pastors receiving money for pastoring people, and that people are like, oh, the pastor, he's doing God's work. Well, he has to eat, or she has to eat, and I don't think that you can put a salary cap on it, but some people do. I personally believe that you decide your worth, and there are people who are willing to pay it and people who aren't willing to pay it but have it, and people who don't have it, so they say they aren't willing to pay it because for real they just don't have it. Whatever it is, I think that you should charge your worth. I'm charging my worth, but I would really love to help you move some of the blocks through yoga. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I really just wanted a few minutes of your time. It's already 5 minutes to just remind you of the 4 agreements and that you are the common denominator, whatever it is that's going on in your life. And stop being the gatekeeper for somebody else's life, because you're missing out on a bunch of amazingness by trying to make sure somebody else does things the way you want them to do. Find out why you feel the need to control another being, and then deal with that. Start controlling yourself. Start with yourself. If you start controlling yourself, I know for me, the first thing I had to do is to start controlling my appetite, to stop eating a bunch of garbage food, which then produces garbage thoughts. I had to control my appetite and stop watching a bunch of garbage television, which was producing garbage thoughts. Once I took full control of my life, I no longer felt the need to control anybody else's. And I'm truly at a space, and I can say this honestly, I don't care what anybody else is doing with their life. It's theirs to do it with. Now, if it impacts me, I'm going to move out of the way, out of the line of fire. I'm not going to keep people in my life that continuously show me that they don't have value enough in themselves to see how valuable I am. That's all I wanted to share with you this amazing Monday morning. We have a full moon coming up, 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. Talk about synchronicity. Utilize that full moon energy to release some things from you that you don't want to take into the next decade. Let's design this next decade. You can do vision boards, you can meditate, you can do whatever it is you like to do to get yourself prepared for a very new decade. Thank you so much for your valuable and precious time. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.